The real estate market might be in flux locally, but let's look at the data and see what's really telling you. Hey everybody, Tim Weigel here with Watson Realty, and I'm excited to give you our latest update, going through the first 25 days of data for the month of May, and it's a doozy. And today we're going to be talking about our normal markets that we talk about, but more importantly, digesting what the data is currently telling us, so you are prepared and not panicking like the news wants you to do. So let me share the screen with y'all. All right, welcome to the data. So let's go ahead and we'll start off here in Casselberry. So Casselberry currently has 115 active homes through the 25th. 53 pending homes, 35 sold. The median sales price is $347 with 64 days on market. Now compare that to last year, we had 33 homes sold, so we actually did sell a little more than last year. Median sales price was $368,550 with 60 days on market. So days on market were roughly about the same that we were last year currently. All right, moving on over to Oviedo, 202 active homes, 103 pending, 42 sold at a median sales price of $504,450, 41 days on the market. Well, we take a look now from last year, we ended up with 56 sold, so we haven't sold as many homes yet. Median sales price is $540 with 36 days on the market. So you can see the median and the days on market are a little bit fluctuating here in the Oviedo market. Now we dozy on over to Winter Springs, 156 active homes, 80 pending sold, 38 closed. Median sales price is about $410,000 at 64 days on the market. Compare that to last year, we ended up with 40 homes sold, so right on target almost. Median sales price was about $407 last year, so again, right there, almost flatlining, but we're still doing good. 45 days on the market last year, so we did see an increase in days on market in the Winter Springs. Now moving on over to Longwood, 194 active homes, 101 pending, 55 sold. Median sales price is $485,000, while the days on market is 56. Take a look at last year, we had 50 sold, so we actually have sold more this year than last year. Median sales price is $407,500, and if you notice, that's a pretty big jump from last year to this year. And then days on market is 31, so the days on market is inching up there. Now let's take a look at Winter Park. So we have 386 actives, 112 pending, 74 sold, and median sales price is $507,500 with the days on market being 55. Now compared to last year, we ended up selling more last year, 86, but the median sales price was $477,500, which is less than what we got this year substantially, and 43 days on market. Now let's jump in over to Orlando. This one shocked me a little bit. The actual actives actually went down. 3,390 is how many actives we have in the Orlando market. 1,043 are pending, with 567 sold. Sold last year at this time was 862, so we actually did sell a lot more. 399 was the median last year. It's 390 this year, so it's slightly off. And then days on market is 73 compared to 42 days on the market. So, but this one I think was a big one because the max that the MLS lets me do when I'm pulling this data is 5,000 total. And this one just came in slightly under, so I didn't have to really adjust which ones I did at one time. Now, what does this mean for you? And I'm sure you're going to read the headlines. The world's going to end. Everything's horrible with real estate. Blah, 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 blah. Don't care. Look at the data, decide what's best for your situation, and look at it objectively with what the situation really tells. So here are 5 takeaways for y'all from this data. So, and this is probably the worst kept secret ever. Sales activity is softening. we are seeing that. So we're seeing the rise in inventory. We're seeing buyer hesitation. Why are buyers hesitating? Well, you got the interest rates going up and down. I mean, at the beginning of the month, we were low sixes. Now we're back up to like 6.5, 6.75 on conventional loans. So with that fluctuation of interest rates, it'll move people in and out of the market based off what they can and cannot afford. And then you have the hesitation with the tariffs. You got the drama with the stock market going up and going down. So it puts it where a buyer, if you don't have to buy right now, you're not going to. With that said, you still have people in the market that are in a buy now mode, whether they're upsizing, downsizing, death in the family, diplomas, kids, degrees, like there's so many things, divorces, many things that are going to push you to where whether you want to buy or not, it's the right thing to do for your family. So you still have buyers in the market, but there are some buyers that if they don't have to, they'll be hesitant. Okay, median prices are fluctuating. So as you can tell, they're going up and down and they're moving crazy. In fact, 4 out of the 6 markets that we typically look at are down. So we have 2 that are up, 4 that are down. Now, with the price fluctuation, that doesn't mean anything bad. That doesn't mean the market's falling out. This isn't a 2008 thing. Everyone likes to say, oh, we're going back to another 2008 thing. We're not. Okay. You have to actually understand what happened in 2008 and then compare it to today to realize that it's not apples to apples, it's apples to oranges. Okay. And for those that don't know, in 2008, everyone bought homes on credit. Then what happened is they had no equity in their home and they had to be foreclosed on. They had to do short sales to sell the house. So they were put in bad situations. The difference with today versus then is the market, yes, went up a lot faster than it did back then. That's a fact. But the bigger difference is people have equity in their homes because of the market going up so fast and because people weren't buying loans. If it wasn't appraising, they were bringing cash to the table. It wasn't like, oh, we'll finance that extra 50,000 into your loan to where you're upside down if it turns around. No. So therefore, most people have the equity to get out of their houses. So they're not forced to do the short sales and the foreclosures. So next takeaway, homes are taking longer to sell. Okay, this is again another fact. It goes back to the softening. Buyers are taking their time. I've had listings that go under contract and buyers took 2 weeks to submit contracts. Constant talking to them, trying to get them to come off the fence to submit on different listings I might have had. Okay, and that's just a fact. You just go back and forth and you got to be patient with them because you don't want to scare the buyer off. But the buyers, they know they can take their time, and they are. Inventory across the board has been high. So we've been seeing the inventory creep up, creep up, creep up. It's at higher levels. When we're having the rush of homes where it was like there was no inventory, just to give you an idea, at one point the Oviedo market dropped down to 30 homes active on the market. So we're right now about almost what, 7 times that, 8 times that. And then of course, Winter Park and Longwood seem to be emerging as a price leader. A lot of that could be driven by move up buyers. So people are expanding their family. They're looking for a more upworthy houses. So they're going to Longwood, they're going to Winter Park. You can even see Oviedo having probably a little bit of that, but because of the Oviedo, how hot it's been, you don't really see it in the numbers currently. But that is definitely happening. The move up buyers are driving that market. So, but these are some of the top takeaways. At the end of the day, it's still a good time to buy or sell. Real estate, if you have a strategy for real estate, you'll never lose money in real estate. Okay, you only lose money when you're impatient and you're not really focusing on what your plan is. You sell too soon, you make poor decisions. That's where you have issues with real estate. So, but I hope this is great information for you. Leave a comment, share it with someone that needs to know, send it to them. I'm sure people would love to hear it. If you need to connect with me, here's some more information to connect with me. And I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Next month, we'll be talking a little bit about what to expect for the next 7 months of the year. Talk to y'all later. Have yourself a good day.